Hello viewers, it's Super GT here. Welcome to episode number 4 of the stock car challenge in Forza 6. So this is the car a couple of you recommended to me in the comment section below. It is the Rolls-Royce Wraith in B class. Now for those of you who aren't familiar with this car, let me give you a brief description of how it handles. That is my description of how it handles. Pretty much like an aircraft carrier, only slower. So this is going to be very interesting. There's the paint job if you want to get it. Although when I jumped into the lobby, it didn't give me my gold paint job for some reason. But this is the car I'm going to be using. It handles awfully, and this is going to be very interesting in my very first race here around Prague. Now the car does have actually decent speed on the straights, but it's just around the corners where I will most likely struggle. And as we go into the first turn, we've got a guy on the inside here. I'm going to give him his space, and we go through cleanly, get tapped from behind, but no worries at this moment. We are in 4th out of 7, only 7 people in this lobby, but it is going to get better for the next race. So through the long right-hander at the end of the track, going a little bit wide, going to cut back across in front of the green car. He just gives me the room there, and then we're going to go down the back straight here, but hopefully I can extend the legs of this car. And as you can see there, I'm actually gaining on the guy ahead as we go down into the chicane section here. Very tight in this kind of car. Hitting the wall on the outside there. As we go over the bumps through the second chicane, we are through cleanly into the final turn. Going to graze the wall ever so slightly. And we have actually got a bit of space behind us now to the guy behind, or just a very small gap. Now, hopefully, we can extend the legs of this car once again down the straight. And as you can see, I am gaining and getting away from the guy behind as well. So I'm going to got the inside of the Audi and got the inside of this guy as well into the first turn. He's just about got enough leeway on me there, so he's going to go back through and he's going to go very wide, use the handbrake into the wall, and he's round, and I'm through into second. I think he collected the other guy there in the Audi, so that's wiped out 2 of my competitors in one fell swoop. I'm through into second. But from there on in, nothing much happened. So at the end of the race, I did come through to finish second in my very first race in this car. Against only 6 people in the end there. But there is the final results. 1 minute 7. Only 1 second away from the other car there. Now my next race here is around Rio. This is probably going to be my biggest challenge to date. Handling a car like this, or a boat like this should we say, around a twisty street circuit against a couple of Honda NSXs, Honda S2000s. Let's see what we can do. There's a Lotus there on the inside, so let's see how well I fare around here. Now off the line, the car does have decent acceleration, as I said just now, so it's off the line it's alright, and down these straights it's okay. And let's see how it handles around the first long corner. I've got the inside line against this guy, keep it fairly close to the wall. He's going to have to be very patient, go for the cutback as he does indeed. Quite a nice move from him down the inside. Now into the second turn. I'm going to get on the brakes very early to avoid going too wide like they have. There's 2 guys into the wall, and look at that, there's a massive pile up. It's all going on back there, and thankfully I've managed to get through all that without getting smashed off, which is always good news. And I'm looking at the back of a yellow Honda NSX here. As we go into the tunnel, I'm in a safe 3rd as it stands here. So hopefully the guys behind can continue to smash each other off and give me even more space. The Lotus has gone into the wall. He's going to reverse just in time for me there. And I'm going to go through into second. There's more carnage. They've collected each other. They've been turn 10'd. And that is a turn 10ing hotspot right there where people don't ghost out in time. And there's a couple of pile-ups there as we come through down the hill. The NSX is into the wall. I'm going to go through, grazing the wall on the way past. I'm through into the lead in the Rolls-Royce around Rio. How the hell have I done this? I'm coming through into the final sector now. I'm going to have a quick look behind it. He's right on my tail. I'm going to cover the inside, although I pretty much cover the entire track because of the side of the car. I'm going to go a little bit too wide on the brakes there. Graze the wall, make sure I don't go into him. And he's gone around my outside around the final turn. Oh, this is the final turn I guess, but I count that as the final proper turn because this one is normally flat out. Although I'm having to lift off ever so slightly here. As we come round to complete lap number 1, that is a safe 2nd place as it stands, although we do have a Lotus gunning us down at this exact moment around these two very long first corners here, first and second corners, very long, so I'm losing a lot of time there. Now we're going to skip to the end of lap number 2 here. Not much happened there apart from the Lotus catching up to us, as you can see there, although I managed to keep him at bay somehow for an entire lap. Coming through into, once again, the very tight last corner. Lotus again looking for a way past, but the Rolls Royce is approximately 3 miles wide, so it's not really going to be easy for him to try and get past me unless I do make quite a catastrophic error. So, coming through to the end of lap number 2, we've got 1 lap left. What position can I claim around Rio in this absolute monstrosity of a car? Coming into the second turn, the Lotus is right on me now, and I've gone a little bit too deep. Not too bad though. The Lotus has been very patient there. He's gone for the move on the exit. Very clever move from him. Coming into the next turn, going to get on the inside ever so slightly, but he's got the better brakes on his very light car, and he gets the job done into that second turn. So the Lotus is through into second position. The Honda NSX though in the lead isn't too far away, so the race is by no means over for the Lotus. Coming into the tunnel, we have got a very decent gap though between myself and 4th place, about 1,000 feet there before I braked going into the tunnel. Coming out of the tunnel once again, coming through the dodgy little right hander there. The Honda NSX, as you can see, is actually not very far away at all, just up ahead there, ahead of the Lotus. If it gets very interesting here, coming down the hill, it could all change. Coming down, going to get the brakes nice and early, hit the apex very well. Actually, the Lotus has gone round, he's gone ever so slightly sideways there, but he's lost him a lot of time, and I'm through into second once again. And again, I don't know how I'm doing this. Coming through into the final sector, the Lotus is still there, not as close as he'd like to be though. I'm going to get on the brakes a little bit earlier than last time, and we have hooked up with the apex a little bit better that time. Coming through the hairpin once again. I'm not going to be close enough to be able to get past Honda NSX here, but it looks like we have kept the Lotus at bay as we come through the final sweeper to complete the race in second position. Look at that, another second after the race in Prague. So that is really quite incredible, that result in this car as well. The handling on this thing is absolutely abysmal. There's the results there. I was a couple of seconds off the pace and just managing to avoid all the trouble at the start, which really helps me build that gap. But we're going to go to the final race of this video around Silverstone Grand Prix circuit, 2 laps. Let's see what we can do from 7th on the grid. 22 players in this race, so plenty of people to beat here. And we're coming into turn 1. Bit of carnage to begin with. I can get tapped by the yellow Honda NSX there, Honda S2000, sorry, as we come into the second turn. Into the hairpin here. I'm going to move over to the right hand side, and there's going to be a bit of contact on the on my left hand side. I'm going to get hit as we go into the apex there, managing just to control it just in time. The forward focus is going to go around my outside, and I'm just going to chop him off. Fortunately not making contact there. As we come through onto the Wellington straight, the police BMW there is going to come back on, but I'm going to get the momentum down the straight as we go back into the old stadium section here at Silverstone. Once again, the Honda NSX has got himself into the lead, and we are going through into Luffield here in second once again. Seems to be my favourite position in this video. Coming through, we're going to go for a late apex, get on the power nice and early, give us a good exit, which helps us to maximise the speed down the straights, which is of course the strength of the car. You might as well tune your line to help you drive to the strength of the car, which in this case is the straight line speed. So you essentially drive a later apex, get on the power a little bit earlier, and give yourself some extra speed. Look at that, the pack there are really hunting me down. There's about 7 or 8 people there trying to catch me. They know I'm doing the challenge, and they don't want to be beaten by me, because they all know the consequence of being beaten by a stock car. They have to snap the disc or throw away their Xbox One console if it does happen. And look at that, they are still there, still swarming around. And we're going to move to the start of lap number 2. They have caught up with me. They are queuing up to go past. As we go into turn 1, I'm too wide. The Honda S2000 is going to go past, and I'm going to get contact from that guy there. And And I'm going to rejoin the track and have to slow right down there to make sure I don't swerve across into those two guys that came past there. So the yellow S2000 gets past me there into the hairpin. We've got the red guy behind me. The guy who made contact at turn 1 right behind me there. As we come through into the middle straight. I've gone down to 6th, not ideal, but still quite good, still beating 14 people in this lobby at the moment. So as I come down the middle straight here, going into the long left-hander, I'm going to try and go on the brakes nice and early, but I actually fail and make quite a big error here. So we're going to go too wide, go across the grass, and we're going to lose another position to that guy there. So unfortunately that demotes me down to 7th, but still beating 13 people. And moving to the end of the race here, that guy is going to go through the pit lane. Now I was wondering if that's quicker to get to the finish line, but we'll see in just a moment. Coming through the final chicane, just holding off a guy behind me here, parking on the apex, keeping my car as wide as possible. It's already wide enough, but making it even wider, and coming through over the finish line. I'm going to finish 7th here. So the guy who went through the pit lane there at the end didn't actually gain any positions, which is quite good, because I don't think you should be able to do that. So fortunately he didn't gain a position from that. And that is going to be the end of this video from me today. I hope you have enjoyed it. Give me more suggestions for cars to use in stock form, and I hope you have enjoyed this one. Subscribe if you want to see more, hit that like button, and I shall see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, goodbye.